Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the newest episode of On the Game League, the only internet show with us sitting in a basement. I'm your host, Tyler, and this is my co-host,
Jacob.
Yeah, we don't even have last names. And if you haven't watched us before, basically we're just a weekly video game show. We sit and we talk about all the current issues. Not really, because there's too many, but we talk about some of them.
Well, truthfully, you contribute most of it. I talk about Minecraft.
But we talk about games, is what we're trying to say. So, let's start this bad boy
Without-
off, because it may end up being big.
Without
But
further
first,
ado,
what you been playing? What you been playing?
let's see. When was the last time I played Mario with you? Minecraft. No,
Yeah.
I haven't even been playing Minecraft this week.
He hasn't been playing any games this past week.
Watching
Really?
cartoons.
He's been watching cartoons, but we ain't about that.
Wait. Oh, I played Final Fantasy 13.
There you go.
Good game.
We've
A little
been.
late.
What have I been playing? I played some Killzone online. I'll be playing that for a while. I had my first ever perfect game in Killzone where I went without dying once. And aside from that, been playing. I started playing Core of Innocence, which is like a Metroidvania type indie game, and I actually haven't been playing as many games this past week. Been trying to watch some movies.
Yeah.
So,
I gotta get into playing more games. Once I have like Christmas over with, I'll have GTA, hopefully Skyrim, Modern Warfare 3, and BioShock to go
Yeah.
through. So then I'll actually have some out of date game news, except GTA 5, I guess. And I guess the Skyrim DLCs were just released this year, weren't they?
I think there was one or two. I don't know which. Anyway, that's what we've been playing. Let's get to the news. Let's start off with a me choice in the news. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes comes out March 18th, 2014. You know what I have to say to that? Yeah! That's it. That's it. I mean, even though it's only the prologue to Phantom Pain, which I'm not even sure if I like this whole idea of releasing two
I don't
separately.
need Phantom Pain's the pre.
What did I say?
You said the prequel to Phantom Pain. I thought Phantom Pain was the prequel to.
Nah, Ground Zeroes is
I thought Ground Zero was the big
prologue.
game, and
no. So anyway, they're kind of doing something where they're releasing them separately, and if you buy Ground Zeroes, you get something special.
which one's number 5?
They're both number 5. They're the same game, just released different parts. Like, it's not that hard to understand. Anyway, I'm just excited because it's Metal Gear, and sadly I will buy both.
That's okay.
Even though I could probably wait till Phantom Pain comes out, it probably includes both. But they said you're gonna get something special if you buy both, so I'm gonna do it. Because
They're both worth both. That didn't.
Yeah, right. Before we mangle this anymore, because I know you're not really into Metal Gear.
I liked what I saw. I used to watch you play.
I know you don't got a lot to say about it though. So
Solid Snake.
let's move away from Metal Gear for a second and go into a little thing I'm calling the EA Bash Corner, because it seems like the last few weeks we've had like EA bashing.
I called it to rename the show to the EA Bash Show.
What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Basically, this week so far, DLC has been delayed for Battlefield 4 until they get it fixed. And there's a possibility of a new Battlefield game in 2014. I'll let you start this one
How
off.
many years until the DLC is released then?
Ooh. They did release a patch for the PC version, I guess, today that it fixes a bunch of the crashing issues. So that's, I don't know if that works because I don't have it.
Fixes.
Yeah, so good for that. But all I gotta say really is it only makes sense to delay the DLC until the fucking game works.
Hasn't there already been a set of DLC out?
Yeah.
Could you imagine, not like I've already said, not only paying what? Actually, aren't games being like jumped up to $70 now? because in a store they're like, oh, games are going to be going up to like $79 and stuff. But like, imagine paying like the $60 and on top of that buying DLC and you're not even playing your game you've had for over a month. And it was like this game that was like hyped for being way better than Ghosts, and oh look, finally something to beat Ghosts.
And it probably is, but it doesn't work. Ghost does.
Yeah, look, Call of Duty did something right.
Yep. So,
Battlefield fans.
yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, that's pretty much the EA news for this week. I keep looking down because I'm looking at my phone because the stuff's on my
Tune in
phone.
next week for more.
All right, let's see. Next issue is there was a Starbound trailer, and there's an open beta for Starbound, which I actually haven't played because I'm not a beta guy. But the important news is that you can now pre-order Starbound. There's
$15.
an epic trailer for it, and you can now play it if you are a beta guy. What are you thinking about Starbound? And oh wait, for those who don't know, Starbound is by the same guys who made like Terraria and stuff.
It's a lot like Terraria.
It looks a lot like Terraria.
But there's a lot of advancements, like I believe there's ship travel. Even though your ship has torches in them, but it's like futuristic.
More RPG elements, like skills and stuff.
I hate to use this, but it's like that mod from Minecraft that makes it 2D, but then taking and putting a lot of RPG into it. And cave exploring isn't just like a stone into some lava, it's like crazy darkness, there's water pits. I believe, well, I know Terraria was like, there were those Cthulhu eyes that would like fly around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Terraria, but I'm excited.
I'm pumped. Before I talk about Starbound, I'm just gonna say, the thing about Terraria to me, and I love, like, I haven't even played Minecraft. I just like respect the hell out of Minecraft, and I've actually played Terraria, and I really, really, really dig Terraria because I like the 2D. Like, I'm an old school gamer, so the 2D kind of thing. I just think it's a well-made game, but it doesn't have like the modding and the support that Minecraft does, so it kind of always has felt like Minecraft Lite to me.
But it has better artwork.
Oh yeah, no, it has some better things, but it doesn't have the support. Like, Minecraft is huge.
I mean, it's like
So my point is, they really got to do something with Starbound to kind of separate it from Minecraft. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Terraria and Minecraft are the same games. And I'm saying I like Terraria more because I have played Terraria.
Terraria had like a simple crafting and building system. Though the crafting system to me was much better than Minecraft because it wasn't just open like a 3x3 and just guess random recipes.
I don't like that.
It would give you them if you had the tools, but like Starbound looked to have even more of an advanced like building thing because I guess it's becoming more industrial and futuristic, so it would have more types of crafting and building, but it looked much better.
Starbound looks to be like just a lot of fun, and it seems to kind of be stepping out of Minecraft shadow more than Terraria did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying Terraria was bad, because Terraria is one of my favorite games of that year, and it's an all-time 200, like my 200 favorite games. It's on there somewhere. But yeah, the trailer looks awesome, and I gotta say, you can pre-order the game, like I've said, and they give you the soundtrack right now.
Good soundtrack.
The soundtrack is phenomenal. Like, it is a beast.
The bomb diggity.
It's a bomb diggity. So there's really no reason for you not to pre-order Starbound, because it's one of the games I'm most excited for next year.
And Starbound looks to have added, like, I believe wasn't there planets you could go to?
Yeah.
It got crazy. It took the small amount of like world generation of Terraria and like hyped it up on drugs, and it got crazy and big, and it looks amazing.
It looks like an awesome game on all fronts, and I'm super pumped.
It is the Hulk Hogan of adventure crafting. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on. All right, let's see. This is not gonna be a big topic, but the game Bravely Default, which is a 3DS RPG that's already out in Japan, but we're getting it in February of next year, and it looks awesome. It's getting a sequel. We haven't really gotten it here yet, so I'm excited for the sequel because the first one looks so good, and I can't wait to play the first one. And I feel like it's going to be a great JRPG to add to the canon of JRPGs. Because you got to understand, I was a JRPG guy because that's what I grew up with. Like, I grew up in like Final Fantasies, Chrono Triggers, blah blah blah. When Square Enix was Squaresoft, and they were the bomb, and they released, like, it's like they could do no wrong. Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, I think they made too. Yeah, and just game. So I'm really excited for Bravely Default. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Is there J-pop in it?
I don't know. If there's,
Better not be J-pop.
It's like a fantasy.
You just got to give them time to dub all the perfect lines into imperfect English lines with really bad accents. Probably half the characters will have like a Jersey accent.
Let's just throw a quick little thing here. This was a kind of a maybe topic for us, but let's throw it out there. Path of Exile has 250,000 players online every day. Path of Exile is amazing, and it has more people playing online per day than Killzone.
And actually, it has more players playing online than Halo Reach, Halo 3, and 4 combined. Because what is that? That's only 75,000?
There's no reason not to play Path of Exile. And I'm throwing it out there, one of the greatest games within its genre of all time.
I usually get bored
like the hack and slash RPG. For me, it's like Path of Exile and like Sacred 2 and like whatever. Then you throw in like the Diablos and stuff, of course. But yeah, like Path of Exile, it's free and it is literally one of the best in the genre.
Good art, good gameplay, awesome like weaponry. Yeah, awesome.
It does all these things different from the rest of the genre.
Do you want like cool. I don't know what you called it, a click and stab or whatever?
An action RPG, hack and slash, point and click.
Yeah, like the point and click, hack and slash. If you want that, plus an awesome level up system that's like the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X, play it.
And a barter system instead of currency. It's just, it does all these things differently.
You can even have a bow.
We can have bows.
I had a bow.
Yeah, let's move on. Unless you got something else you want to say.
It was a fun game.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked it. Except I kind of pieced out. But I enjoyed what I played.
Yeah, it happens. Alright. I think the guy's name was Kevin Levine, the guy from Bioshock and whatnot. His thoughts on violence in games, he revealed, is that basically in a nutshell, art should not shy away from the gruesome nature of violence, whereas like the news and whatnot kind of does. It's basically saying it's art's job to show the world as it is. At least according to the artist. Which I agree with, but you go.
I really just agree.
Okay, we agree.
It goes along with, what was it, last week's we talked about the Sandy Hook one with the man who had Dance Dance Revolution in his house? Yeah, I completely agree.
I agree with his thoughts. It's really not even... I mean, I guess it's news, but
it's like,
I just kind of liked it.
It's like a science point of view. What is that thing that basically, if you take your kids away from like playing like in dirt as a child and stuff, they won't build up that immunity to like diseases. And if you don't show your kids, don't let them see violence at some point, they may not know it in the world. They may not see this. They'll be blind. Oh, I went down like a rapper there.
Alright, Nintendo does not give a shit about your campaigns and petitions. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted like a headline-worthy thing because I love Nintendo. Basically, what Nintendo, the president of like North America.
Wasn't it Reggie?
Yeah,
Reggie.
Was it Reggie? It was Reggie this time, right? He comes out and he basically says in a really nice way that he doesn't give a shit. No, he says, you know, we see the campaigns and petitions, and we certainly care what the fans think. But he said it's I'm not him.
Dang, Reggie.
It says he says it's his job to move the business forward and make money. Now, if you read the comments, and like I think it was on IGN that I saw it, or was it GameSpot? One of them, whatever. Probably both. If you read the comments, apparently Nintendo are the worst people on the planet. But I got a news flash.
Hold on. Do you remember how the one CEO cut his paycheck to lower the prices of DSs for people to buy? Yeah, evil company.
Yeah, back when there was that whole thing about CEOs and shit making too much money and stuff, he was like, I'm gonna cut my pay. But anyway, what people don't realize is that every single successful business feels this way. I am not trying to come off like a Nintendo defender, because you literally cannot have a successful business if you listen entirely to what your fans want. Because he said, and this is the perfect point, 100,000 signatures does not mean 100,000 buys. And there are certainly ways that he can go about kind of bringing over games that the fans want. There are certain ways he can kind of test the waters a little better than they do. But his point is not wrong. Like, there are people who sign petitions that only sign petitions because someone's like, can you sign this petition? Oh yeah, sure, I'm doing something good for the world. I'll sign it. And everybody likes to say, man, they should bring this over, but that doesn't mean they're gonna buy it. And Nintendo was just brave enough to come out and say, listen, we care, but we're a business. We got to make money. We're not going to bring over something that sells 10 copies.
And that is why it is now being decided if Reggie should be in Super Smash Bros. Because he is a genius.
It's unfortunate for us fans, like, cause I'm all on like the Time Splitters 4 bandwagon, signing petitions and doing what I can to get it, but that doesn't guarantee it's gonna come. So I understand fans getting angry, but what can you do? They're a business first and foremost. It's an unfortunate reality that we can never always get entirely what we want. You got anything else to say about that?
No.
I don't think The Witcher 3 was... I don't know if it was talked about at the Spike Video Game Awards, which were given its own little section here at the end. But I don't know if The Witcher 3 was talked about in it, so I'm not including it in that section. But anyway, The Witcher 3 looks awesome. I've never actually played any of them. I've just kind of admired them from afar.
I can say that from watching that short bit of trailer, I can admire... The voice acting seemed really good from that one guy, whoever was talking.
Right now, it's like the big RPG, like PC RPG.
The art was phenomenal.
Yeah, like, right now, The Witcher... I mean, I know there's console ports now, but right now, The Witcher is like the PC RPG, or at least one of them. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to play this one. So, like, because I think it follows the same story, so I'm not sure. Somebody let me know how important it is to have played the other ones, because I really want to finally play it. And I could go back and play, I guess, the other ones, but man, I don't got much time. I'm busy.
There was that skull-faced crazy king dude. That looked awesome.
Yeah. Alright. You got anything else? Because without further ado...
There were flames everywhere.
Without further ado, we are moving on to Gamecepticon's views on the annual Spike Video Game Awards.
Oh, that's what VGX means. Was that a completely different show?
No, that's what VGX is.
Oh!
So this is what we're at. Okay. Now, let's talk about some of the news that was released before we talk about the actual award ceremony itself.
Yeah, the noms and winners will wait.
You just literally read my note. Noms and winners. The Division, they've talked more about the sense of realism and whatnot about the game. The Division could be one of the best games of next year.
I second that.
I'm pretty sure it will be one of the best.
Do you want me to say why?
Why?
Visuals. It looked amazing. Characters looked amazing. The fact that when, in one of the trailers, they ran out and there was just wasn't there like another squadron of like
Yeah.
actual players waiting for them? And at one point, didn't they have like a friendly drone
Yeah.
like help them?
It's looks to do like the MMO, like it's a tactical third person shooter MMO basically, and it looks to be doing really neat things with the MMO, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I got to say one thing. I saw in the comments when the whole like realism article came out about how they're talking about how realistic it's going to be, and somebody's like, I remember when realism meant like Rainbow Six, like you get shot once and you die. And I see their point. Like I'm not dissing that tactical shooter, but I don't know. I guess what that one person didn't realize, and I think some other people seconded and thirded and whatever, is this sense of realism, like the fact that things are more destructible and the light shines in. From a technical visual perspective, it is amazing. But from a gameplay perspective, it is also amazing because now instead of wondering, can I shoot through this wall? If it makes sense, and this is where games should go, if it makes sense that you can shoot through that wall, just shoot through it. Like there's so many games where it's like, I wonder if I can shoot through this wall, and you can't, so you start shooting, and it's like, oh, then they know you're there. But when we get to that point where it's like, oh, that wall is really thin, I'll shoot them through it. That's where I like. That's the next gen direction I like.
I may have to buy it just to see Manhattan and that realism. It looks more real than Manhattan itself. But you know what? It's Tom Clancy, and Tom Clancy games are good. They ain't no Battlefield. True. They ain't no Call of Duty. They ain't no Halo. They're Tom Clancy.
Some of them, yeah. I know what
you sneak around. You pow, and then you do a little roll, and you're talking to your friends.
I can't believe this is going on YouTube. This expert breakdown of the Top Gun.
Oh.
Pap, roll, dodge.
Well, you're doing the expert part. I'm just backing you up.
Okay, let's move on, though. Here's a game that came from, I guess, nowhere. No Man's Sky.
Basically.
You want to throw this down while I drink some...
It's like...
Some of our sponsors.
It's as if you took the whole idea of Starbound, crossed it over with, StarMade, that Minecraft thing in space. Then you put Minecraft on it and just slapped like Division's graphics over it.
Wow, and I like get carried away on the graphics.
But like, I mean, it was like an interesting art style, but it kind of had that whole like survive in a world feel. But it like you could go to like, was it infinite planets or just?
I can't remember.
But it was mass like multiplayer, and you could just go to new planets and fly in like. You could take a ship from like Earth and go into the space. Yeah. You could go around other planets.
If you the tagline kind of is, if you can see it, you can go there.
I don't know if you can make the ships or they're just like.
Well, there isn't any info really on the game. But as far as I know, there was the trailer that shows basically you can go underwater, in the air, whatever, and you explore and you can shoot. It's just the fact that like people don't appreciate how far we've come in games. Like, if you told a little Tyler, 5-year-old Tyler, who was playing, like, Mario 3 and Final Fantasy 1 or whatever, and you told him, look, this is what we're going to be able to do. This is what I think a 4-man team, as far as I know, they're a 4-man team, but I could be wrong. If you told me that a 4-man team is going to make a game like that, I'd be like, nah, you're shitting me. And we're at that point now where games do this kind of thing, and that's exciting.
But like, I compared it to, well, as I said, Minecraft, because it is that kind of like earthy feel, but really it feels like StarMade. And you saw me play it, but you never really played it. That Minecraft that was just completely in space. That's what it kind of felt like to me, where it's like you get a ship and you can just fly to infinite planets. I'm pretty sure the universe of StarMade just keeps going on. But, yeah. Can I make a quick shout out connection to this? If you want to, I believe it's still $3 because I think it's still in alpha. But go to starmade.org. Actually, it's free still, but you can also pay $3 for some bonus you'll get probably in years to come. Download StarMade. You'll need a beefy PC because any other PC completely lags. But it's just a game where you build ships with blocks like Minecraft. well, you start with a core, but then you collect blocks. And you slowly make this amazing ship. You can go from puny ship to literal Star Destroyer, and it actually has a wiki of classifications of like frigate, battle cruiser, Star Destroyer, planet destroyer, where actually you can blow up planets. And yeah, then you just kill pirates, big, small, and go to their space stations. And yeah, felt like making that indie game shout out.
Damn, I thought you said a quick shout out.
Yeah, it got me
Man.
excited. You can fly around with the UNSC ships and.
So go get that and visit the blog gamecepticon.blogspot.ca and write about it or something. I don't know, whatever. We're moving on though. We're keeping this train rolling. I feel like my hands have like a mind of their own.
Dang, they want to be in the video
So,
just as much.
Telltale Games, the makers of The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us,
Like every game next year.
are making every game next year. They kind of announced 2 more, Tales from the Borderlands and a Game of Thrones game. I gotta say, I'm excited for the Borderlands episodic games that they're gonna release because it's Borderlands. I'm not as excited for Game of Thrones because, I don't know, for whatever reason. So, for the same reason I wasn't really as excited for The Walking Dead.
Is it just that point and click
Movie
puzzle
and
thing?
TV tie-ins and stuff hardly ever excite me. And that doesn't mean I don't think some are good. But I don't know. But I'm sure Game of Thrones will be really good. Telltale Games have a great track record.
Winter is coming.
That's pretty much all I gotta say about those, actually. But it was pretty big news because a new Borderlands and a Game of Thrones game that might actually be good, as opposed to shit like the first one. But now, unless you got something to say. You got something to say?
Just a lot of guns in that game.
Yes. Alright, let's move on.
To
This is gonna be
VGX. Noms and winners.
Noms and winners. I got the site on my phone.
I have a few that I know from my head.
Now
Alright, we'll get them in order.
Alright, here's how we do. Sorry about
I'll
this.
entertain you as he.
Yeah, do a dance or something. Ugh, my phone's being a jerk. Technology fails. So, how's life? It's literally decided right now to be a dick.
Right now.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Alright, here we go. Alright, award winners. Overall game of the year.
GTA 5.
GTA 5. And what do you got to say about that while I go and look at the nominations?
You know what? I always kind of liked it, and I had originally had to give a little, like, because when it first came out, all my friends were like, oh, this is so much better than Saints Row. I'm like, nah, I gotta defend another game, because it doesn't look all that amazing. But to be honest, for a GTA, it definitely seems improved. It has a huge map if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's like a huge city, but then like 2/3 of the map is really just country. And I believe DLC adds other places, or no? But it made a more dramatic storyline. It has crazy multiplayer features with jets that go around, and yeah.
Dang. What else? You saying anything else, or am I going?
That's a good choice for this year.
I'm gonna be honest and say I don't give a shit about GTA 5. I know it's probably a fantastic game. I didn't like GTA 4, and I still classify San Andreas as like a top 100 game. I'm not a hater of GTA. I am not, because I respect the hell out of it. I don't know. So many games get released in series, and I just stopped caring. That doesn't mean I wouldn't enjoy it. But with that said, I am not surprised. Oh, just interrupt me. Every time you lift your finger up, I know you want to talk.
No, just cute.
So, I'm not surprised that GTA 5 won, because when it was released, I was like, I know this is going to win Game of the Year.
Just to put it better, I think it was worth it, because it was much better than, hey Nico, you want to go bowling?
It was destined to win. But here are the nominations just quickly that it beat out. BioShock Infinite, Super Mario 3D World, The Last of Us, and Tomb Raider. I didn't know Tomb Raider was that beloved, but I'm not going to go into a lot of big detail about the nominations, but I actually probably would have put The Last of Us I mean, I haven't played GTA 5, but I would have probably gone with The Last of Us of these nominations. But there was some solid. There was some really solid nominations there. Like three of the games that I've played. I didn't play Tomb Raider, GTA, but the other three are within my top 10 of the year. So
BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, BioShock Infinite was sweet. Okay, best PC game, Gone Home.
That outraged a lot of people that it got that. A few comments even stated that the people who made this list just went to a random site and got a random game, basically. They don't see how amazing Gone Home was.
You just keep talking for a second.
You know, I didn't play it, but I watched the whole game. I didn't watch 100% completed it, but I watched the actual ending, and it was just an interesting thing because it kind of started out as, oh gosh, it's going to be like a ghost thing, but it kind of progressed into, oh, this is just some weird mystery, and then had a bit of more of a happy but sad ending. It was just a creepy but interesting puzzle game where you're just kind of wandering around the house, and it was definitely worth that.
I've had Gone Home on my computer for a while now, and I just haven't gotten around to playing it. A story-driven game. Kind of funny that of all the PC games, though, it's like an indie game that wins. In fact, if you look at the nominations, apparently it was Battlefield 4, Gone Home, Papers, Please, and The Stanley Parable. And I've had Papers, Please on my computer for a while too. And I haven't been able to play Battlefield 4, but I find it funny that it beat Battlefield 4 because
it didn't have
just
problems.
because I find. You know what? I just looking at what I know about all these games, I really have no issue with Gone Home winning that PC game.
See, Gone Home, another reason why it was good is everything was interactable. It's like you could just pick up anything and you could investigate it. Like, you see a bucket, pick it up. It doesn't have to do with the story, but you can pick it up. That's why it's the best.
This is going to be a long-ass video. Some of these awards we're going to talk longer about than others. Some we'll just skip. Probably won't go through every single one. But just some bigger ones for us. Best Nintendo game, Super Mario 3D World. Talk about it. Why is my phone being such a...
Some people would like to say that it's exactly the same. And for the most part, most Mario games I've played are exactly the same. But this did so many different things. The worlds felt different. There was a 3D element. I know
it combined everything that made Mario.
It was like the 3D element. And when I first played it, I was like, I feel like I'm playing Sunshine or Galaxy, and that's kind of what it was influenced by. And it felt like it. And it died at that cat suit, Peach in the cat suit, the greatest thing ever. But
you're thrown down.
Weird world things. Like there was the cherries that gave you more of you, and man, I'm going crazy.
All right, I'm just gonna cut you off because
crazy
you're just listing
game.
everything about the game, and we got to start throwing down a little
Cat
quicker.
suit.
It basically beat Pikmin 3, Rayman Legends, and The Wonderful 101. The Wonderful 101 and Pikmin 3 are both fantastic games, but I agree the Super Mario 3D World is the best of those choices.
Yeah, best.
You get no argument there from me. Let's see. Best Xbox game, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Now that's an interesting one to me because I feel like there was bigger Xbox games released, and yet the indie game again, which I only played briefly, the indie game beats out BioShock Infinite, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider's everywhere in this.
It's weird to me, but weirdly enough, Brothers. And I'm not saying it's a shitty game, but that's a funny choice to me because that's just funny. An indie game beats out GTA 5 even though GTA 5 is game of the year.
Brothers.
Got anything else you want to say about that?
I don't know the game.
Best PlayStation game, The Last of Us. I really had no issue with that. I'm trying to talk and find nominations at the same time. It beats out GTA 5, Rayman Legends, and Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider and Rayman Legends are just everything.
I'm glad The Last of Us won, though, because it is really deserving of all its praise.
I don't see Rayman really taking home the gold here. It's been kind of dead ever since the Rabbids invasion happened 6 years ago.
Best handheld game, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. I could kind of see that coming.
Yeah, it's Legend of Zelda.
But it beat out Animal Crossing New Leaf, Pokemon XY, Tearaway.
I just have one thing. I can't agree just because the fact of how much more advanced Pokemon X and Y were compared to every other Pokemon. It had elements of Diamond that or Black and White that I think probably had the seasons and it.
Essentially, it comes down to what you're a bigger fanboy of. Because you got the Pokemon fans, you got the Zelda fans,
and the Animal
from
Crossing
and down.
fans.
And the Animal Crossing are a little bit. They're probably inside digging holes, so they're just like, oh, what? There's an award show.
Making their
but I'll talk more about that in a second. But really, it does kind of come down to what you're more of a fanboy of. I want to, while we're on the topic of that, though, I do want to go best casual game. Animal Crossing New Leaf. I gotta say something. That is not a casual game at all. You become addicted to that.
Yo, you up hours a night. You can't sleep.
Even though you can sit down and play it for maybe 15 minutes and feel like you've kind of done something, it is not remotely casual. It like sneaks into your room at night and just grabs you. And
one does not
carries
simply
you
play
away.
for 15 minutes. You're gone hours. You're leaving your family for it. Who needs family when you have your Animal Crossing?
I haven't played
family?
Animal Crossing in months, and I feel bad about that.
You miss your friends.
A game has never made me feel bad about that. Like, because I know my townspeople have probably all left by now, and I got new ones. And maybe they've left too.
You may think IMVU is your second life, but Animal Crossing is your real life. You have passionate friends who care about you.
I mean, I'm being a joke, but because it doesn't seem casual to me, but I understand why they call it a casual.
People kill people for Animal Crossing.
I understand why it's called a casual game, but it's don't get it twisted. Don't look at best casual game and think it's like Farmville or something.
It ain't no
because
chess.
it's not. It's Animal Crossing, and it is fantastic. Best indie game is Gone Home.
Again,
I'm actually very curious about what the nominations actually were, but da-da-doo-ba-doo. Okay, here we go. Gone Home, Kentucky Route Zero, which I've never actually heard of. Papers, Please, and The Stanley Parable. I haven't played...
Parable.
Papers, Please seemed like a really interesting game, though. I probably would have went Gone Home had I played them all. You got anything to say about that?
Was Don't Starve from this year?
I can't remember.
I feel like that, if it was, that should have been on the list.
I think I'm gonna go a little bit quicker here. Stop me if there's something of interest to you. Best action adventure: Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, whatever.
Ninja. I'm gonna correct it. Assassins, not ninjas.
Best sports game: NBA 2K14,
WWE 2K14.
Best mobile game: Plants vs Zombies 2. It's About Time, whatever. Best shooter: I think I might stop on this one. BioShock Infinite wins that one. And it beat out Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, and Metro Last Light. Yeah, Metro Last Light didn't stand a chance. And that's not even saying it's a bad game, because that game was wonderful, but you literally had monsters in the shooter genre that didn't have a chance. There was no way it was beating those three games. Just in terms of fans. I'm not saying it's an inferior game, although I agree BioShock should win that. But I would put Killzone, but I'm probably the only one in the world.
Halo,
best driving game, Forza. I don't really got anything to say.
Supposedly
until a Mario Kart game comes out, I don't care.
Supposedly Forza is really good compared to other ones. I had somebody play Gran Turismo, and he's like, "No, Forza." I'm like, "It comes down to it. You're driving cars."
All right, best RPG. I'm assuming I'm going to pronounce this right, but Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I'm going to throw down on this a little bit. I actually played that because it was, I don't know, JRPG guy. I didn't think it was that great. Like, I thought it was charming and decent and some amount of fun, but I was more like a 7 out of 10 guy rather than like an 8 or 9. So to me though, it doesn't, well, of the nominations, it's Final Fantasy XIV, Fire Emblem, and Pokemon XY. Fire Emblem would take that for me. And in fact, I'd throw Shin Megami Tensei 4 over it. But I'm glad that that game is getting some attention because a JRPG is in need of attention over here in North America.
If it ain't got a Dem Feels moment, or hopefully multiple, it ain't my kind of game.
Damn. Best fighting game, Injustice, Gods Among Us. Best DLC, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
I'm curious to know what was in that list.
What?
Best DLC.
Damn dog. Yeah, just.
We are totally prepared.
Borderlands 2, Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. I wanted to play that. Dishonored, The Knife of Dunwall, Far Cry, and Mass Effect 3 Citadel.
I knew it wouldn't have made it, but the one DLC I played from this year was the latest Black Ops 2 one. Origins, yeah, that's what it's called. I don't know if it actually came with many multiplayer maps, but I know the point of it was to tell the origin story of Black Ops Zombies, and it was perfect. Perfect. My favorite.
Best voice actor, Troy Baker as Joel in The Last of Us. Really, I don't think I got a problem with that. I'm not reading nominations. Best voice actress, Ashley Johnson as Ellie.
Studio of the Year.
But Ellie was fantastic, and then oddly enough, though, you got to give Ellen Page some love for that because Ellen Page is Ellen Page.
Wait. Oh yeah.
Studio of the Year, Naughty Dog. I remember looking at the nominations, and there was like Irrational Games and whatever. I would give it to Naughty Dog. Character of the Year, the Letici twins. Really? Whatever. Best soundtrack, GTA 5.
Yeah, Sleepwalking by the Chain Gang of 1964.
What did I say it was? Best soundtrack?
Yeah.
It beats The Last of Us. Oh, The Last of Us was so good, though. Nino Cooney and Bioshock Infinite. Ooh, I think I would have went The Last of Us because The Last of Us actually had a truly special.
I have to admit though, GTA 5, from what I've heard, I know the actual trailer song is amazing, but all the songs within the game, perfect. Did like good vibrations.
Best song in the game, Will the Circle Be Unbroken from Bioshock Infinite. And then the last award, according to this site, is the most anticipated game.
Halo 5.
No.
Yeah.
Titanfall. And it beats out South Park: The Stick of Truth. I'm glad. I'm actually glad that South Park. This is my first time looking at the nominations. I'm actually glad South Park is in there because the game looks awesome. But then it beats out Destiny, Watch Dogs, and The Witcher 3. Honestly, the anticipation for Watch Dogs for me has sort of died. Not because I'm not excited to play it, because I'm going to buy it when it comes out, and I'm probably going to love it, and the game's going to be awesome. But it's one of those games that was thrown in our face so much since, like, E3 and whatnot that I've kind of not stopped caring, but the anticipation... Like, Titanfall hasn't really been thrown in my face as much. Same with Destiny, so I'm kind of more excited. But yeah, I would have agreed with Titanfall, because Titanfall seems like it's gonna... All these games are probably gonna be awesome, but Titanfall seems special.
Big mechs fighting. What could not be fun about that?
I mean, it's not personally my most anticipated game, but according to these, which is a solid list, all games that I'm probably gonna end up buying. Yeah, you got... So let's end this. But let's end this... What?
I thought you were gonna ask me if I have anything else to say.
Oh, do you have something else to say?
Yeah, it's a separate topic, but it's a little shout out that's not long.
Oh my lord! I'll go get it. I'll go have a poop and then I'll come back.
Well, go take it down. I'll be
and
quick.
I'll make a sandwich.
We're on the topic of Minecraft quickly.
Oh my god, we're back to Minecraft.
I just remembered now. I did in my head a while. If you want a good mod, and it's a great mod, go check out the Mobzilla mod. Basically, most mobs in the game are like 30 health to, I think, most bosses, mod bosses, like 300 health. It adds these giant mechs, I believe. Well, actually, and giant mechs, and I mean like Pacific Rim mechs. And then basically it adds this boss with 4,000 health called Mobzilla that not only destroys the world with like a flamethrower breath, but then also jumps up and flings you around. Yeah, that's good. mod released like past
We're
month.
just gonna release a separate video. It's just him talking Minecraft.
All right, let's do it right now.
And I'm just gonna sit here awkwardly. I'm putting you on the spot, and I don't know if I can really answer it. But since we ended with the most anticipated game of next year, was there any in particular? I know you shouted out Halo 5. Maybe that's your answer. But is there any in particular that you're super excited for?
Starbound, that, and No Man's Sky. Is that
Yeah.
that? Those Final Fantasy 13, 3, and Halo 5. Those are the kind of things I.
There are so many. I'm
Titanfall
excited
was
for.
amazing though.
Like Metal Gear has to be my number one because I'm a fanboy. But I'm trying to think of one that's kind of. I mean, Starbound and stuff are all
The
indies.
Division.
So I'm trying to think of one that's a little like more under the radar. Or the New Earth Defense Force.
Oh, 2025.
Already out in Japan, but it comes out I think in February in the US. That's actually one of my more anticipated games. Probably be one of the game of the years.
Allows you to take your anger out in bugs.
So, but I'm gonna do an article on Gamecepticon probably in a week or two of my most anticipated games of next year. Some of them, because I know I won't remember all of them. So, tune in to gamecepticon.blogspot.ca.
Maybe even the 3D remakes of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald for Pokemon. That's kind of exciting to me. I don't have a 3DS and I'll never play
I
it.
got a 3DS.
I'll have to buy it for it. I'll buy it for you.
So on that note, because I know this has been a pretty long video because we had a lot of VGX discussion to do. So on that note, we are going to leave. I am going to go play Killzone, I think. So thank you for watching. Any closing statements? Why did you
Winter is
put your
coming.
hood on? Oh, shut up. That's the second time you said that.
Well, I felt like it need to be more epic.
Tune
this
in
time.
next week when I get a new co-host.
Yeah, me too. How can my own show then?
Let us know in the comments below or show up at our house and tell us to our face that we suck. And that's not a threat. You could kick our asses. I'm just saying.
Well, yours.
Yeah. So until next week, I'm Tyler.
I'm Jacob.
And we out. And
See ya.
I'm going to stop doing this.